Let us continue with the topic. Now we will discuss about non-renewable energy sources, right? Till now we have discussed about renewable energy sources. Now coming to our topic, the first type is fossil fuels. Now these are the most commonly available source of power, and it is more economic for your both personal and commercial purpose. Now as the concept itself, it is non-renewable energy sources. Now these fuels will be depleted in the near future. They are exhaustible. They will be exhausting in near future, right? Now in fossil fuels, the first what we will discuss is about coal, right? Now coal is a sedimentary flammable organic rock, right, made of mostly your carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, right? Now there are three main types of coal. The first one is lignite. So I'll write down this, right, because these are very important. Lignite. And the second one is bituminous. And the third type is anthracite. Right? Now lignite and bituminous have a lesser percentage of carbon in them, so they burn faster. Now lignite and bituminous have less percentage of carbon, so they burn faster. Now anthracite has about 98% of carbon and they burn slowly, so and they release very much smoke, right? So that's why anthracite is used morely, right? Now see here, all this lignite, bituminous and anthracite have some content of sulfur, right? Sulfur is also there in this coal. Now see here, as he said earlier, this is the most economically available source. Now 72.5% of our power generation is mainly dependent on coal in India, right? So I'll write down this point also. 72.5% of your power generation in India is mainly based on coal, right? Now see here, these coal reserves are widely distributed in Jharkhand area, Chhattisgarh in India, right? And also the Godavari Krishna basin in Andhra Pradesh, and in worldwide you can observe in Russia, United States and China, right? Now this is the content regarding fossil fuels. Now coal in fossil fuels regarding coal. Now let us go into the next type of fossil fuel, your daily usage one, which is nothing but petroleum. Right? Now see here, oil, your petroleum is extremely important for transportation, right? And also for your electricity generation, your heat generation in chemical industries and most of your iron ore industries. For heat generation you need this petroleum, right? Now 60% of your world oil consumption is dependent on petroleum only, right? Now in this, what we will discuss in mainly is about liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, liquefied petroleum gas. Now what is the composition of liquefied petroleum gas? Now see one more important point, this LPG contains carbons with 3 or more atoms. 3 or more carbon atoms, right? Now automatically your methane will be avoided, right? Your ethane will be avoided because these two contains only 1 and 2 carbons. Now what does this LPG contains? This LPG contains propane, right? C3H8. I'll write down the name also, propane. Now next one, butane, right? These are the main constituents of your liquefied petroleum gas, butane, right? Note down this point here. Now see here, LPG is nothing but a gas at atmospheric pressure and at normal ambient temperature, but this liquefied petroleum gas can be turned into liquid when moderate pressure is applied on it. Am I right or wrong? Yes, that is perfectly correct. Now this is very important point regarding LPG, right? Now see here, apart from this propane and butane, there will be some more carbons which is of minor compositions, right? Now got the point? Yes. Now let us go into the next one after petroleum, called natural gas. We are going a little bit slow, but focus on the concept, right? These will be the type of questions asked in your examination. Now natural gas accounts for your 24% of your primary energy consumption, right? Now see here, naturally your mineral oil and natural gas occur together, right? Generally your mineral oil, yeah, I'll write it as MO, so I'll write full form only. Mineral oil and natural gas NG occur together. Now where do you find this natural gas? Now see here, natural gas is nothing but is your, like your crude oil, it must be pumped out from the earth. Now see here, the part of earth which contains natural gas is called strategic ellipse, right? The part where you can find out natural gas in the earth is called strategic ellipse. I'm writing the point here. Done. Now see here, these natural gas can be widely found out in your Middle East countries, right? Your 50% of your natural gas and your global reserves of this natural gas is observed in Middle East countries, likewise your Persian and Gulf region. Now these countries have formed a cartel called OPEC, right? Now this is very important, once asked in your examination, OPEC. Now what is the full form of OPEC? Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, right? I'll write it in the full form also, once it was asked. Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. Right, now see here, this OPEC countries has 50% of the global reserves of your petroleum, natural gas and all the things, right? Now in this 40% is located only in your Gulf and Persian regions. Now see here, in these OPEC countries, Iran and Qatar are the major zones, right? Iran and Qatar are the major countries with oil reserves. Done. Now focus on this. Next one, what we will deal about this after fossil fuels, shale gas. Now see here, this term is being frequently observed in the recent years, right? American government have started production of shale gas, right? Now what is this shale gas? Right now, this is an unconventional natural gas, right? Now the other gases what you find out is on coal beds, methane, right? Now this shale gas is obtained from tight sandstones, now which is also known as tight gas, right? Now see here, shale gas is exploited from tight sandstones. Tight sandstones. The term itself says shale gas, right? The gas obtained on the superficial layers of this sandstones. So that's why this shale gas is also called as tight gas, right? Now see here, and they can be observed, I mean this shale gas can be observed on the superficial layers of your coal bed also, right? Now see here, the availability of extraction of this shale gas is now only available in USA. So see here, they have increased their production of this shale gas to 10% by using of this technology, right? Now let us go into the next one. What will be the advantages of this fossil fuels, right? Now see here, right now what is the present advantage of this fossil fuels? They are economically available for your both personal and commercial purpose. This is the first advantage. Now see here, apart from this, in this fossil fuels, coal, petroleum and natural gas, this shale gas will have, now I'll write down this as B. Now this shale gas will have less carbon emissions. Right now, what more advantages? This is the one of the cheapest form of energy what you can get it. Now see here, what are the disadvantages of this fossil fuels? Now see here, it causes your air, water and your soil pollution more, right? And repercussions, all we have discussed in environmental degradation and pollution, all comes under that disadvantages, right? Done. Now the next what we will see is non-renewable energy sources is, we have discussed about fossil fuels, we have discussed about shale gas. Now we will discuss about nuclear fuels. And we will discuss in detail regarding the organizations, missions taken out by the government of India, right? Now see here, nuclear fuel is a substance that is used in nuclear power stations to produce heat to power turbines, right? Now see here, how this heat is produced, now how this electricity is generated. Now by two process, one is by nuclear fission and the other one is by nuclear fusion. Now what is nuclear fusion and nuclear fission? Right now see here, nuclear fission means, the term itself says, the radioactive material is break down into two particles. Fusion means combining of two radioactive materials to form another radioactive material. Now in this process, heat is generated, right? Now see here, draw the diagrammatic representation. Now it will be break down into two more particles, radioactive particles. Fusion means combination of two radioactive to form another one. right? Now, what are the materials that are used as nuclear fuel? Now, uranium and thorium are the famous radioactive materials. I mean, these are abundantly available in India also. These are the two radioactive materials that have great capacity to generate heat. Right now, see here, this nuclear fuel is available only in few countries, and that one is India, and the next one is USA, and the next one is Russia. Right, and the technology of this nuclear fission is also available with only with few countries. And see here, what is the main disadvantage of this nuclear fuel? The accidents that taken place will be nothing but hazards, disasters. Right now, for example, you take the accidental leakage of nuclear fuel at Chernobyl. Now this is an Chernobyl. I'll write down the point here. Right now, this is an disaster happened in Russia, I mean USSR, due to leakage of radioactive materials. Right now, this is an very large disaster happened. Now see here, and also during tsunami, radioactive material leakage happened in the nuclear power stations of Fukushima in Japan. Right now, this also a very large hazard disaster happened due to nuclear fuel leakage. Right now, coming to this nuclear fuels, there are two primary sources of uranium. Right now, uranium can be found out in the form of what? One is pitch blende. Right, pitch blende. And the next type what you can find out uranium is uranite. Right, I'm writing down the points here. Right now, this pitch blende contains 50 to 80% of uranium, so this is the rich source of uranium. And uranium content in uranite is about 65 to 80%. Now these two contains uranium in higher contents. Right now, automatically the energy obtained from this fuel by fission and fusion process is called nuclear energy. Right now, let us discuss about this nuclear energy generation and what about the India program. And see here, before going to that, we will discuss about the differences between nuclear fission and nuclear fusion in detail. Sometimes this might be the questions in your examination. Right, differences between nuclear fusion, nuclear fission. Right now, nuclear fission, the basic definition is splitting of a large atom into two or more smaller ones. Already I have explained this. Right, I will write down the point here. Splitting of large atom into smaller ones. Now this is the basic definition of nuclear fission. Now what is nuclear fusion? Fusion is nothing but fusing of two or more atoms into a larger one. Right, fusion of two or more atoms into larger one. So I'm writing down the all points, right, to larger one. Right. Now what is the second difference? Now see here, in nuclear fission process, this fission process takes extremely high energy, right? Now see here, in fusion process, relatively it takes less energy for fusion of atoms, right? Oh, sorry, I have reversed it. Now in nuclear fusion process, it takes extremely less energy. I'm really sorry. In nuclear fission process, it takes less energy for fission, right? I mean, in order to split out this large atom into smaller ones, it takes less energy. I'm really sorry. Now, next one, see here, this fusion process takes extremely high energy. This is the point. I reversed it. Now this is correct. Right, now see here, your fission process produce mainly high radioactive materials. Now see here, this splitting of larger atoms to smaller ones, this smaller ones will be high radioactive materials, right? Highly radioactive materials. Now see here, by fusion process only few radioactive materials are formed. Now this is the major difference. Now the next difference, right? Now see here, due to this, the famous one, your atom bomb is nothing but a formation of due to nuclear fission process. Very important, right? Now this is called your nuclear weapons. Right? Now see here, your hydrogen bomb is nothing but formed due to nuclear fusion process. Now I'll explain in this detail regarding this. Now this hydrogen bomb, which uses a fission reaction to trigger a fusion reaction, right? It uses fission reaction to trigger, I'll write down the point here, to trigger fusion reaction. Now, this is the main terminology that you have to learn regarding hydrogen bomb, to trigger fusion reaction. Now these are the differences between nuclear fusion and nuclear fission, right? Now focus on this, your hydrogen bomb and atom bomb, what it is formed and how it is formed. Sometimes these type of questions will be there in your examination, right? Now next, let us deal with now the nuclear energy. Now all the terms that we have discussed regarding this nuclear fusion and nuclear fission is nothing but your generation of nuclear energy only, na? Yes, high energy is generated, low energy is generated in nuclear fusion. This is what we are explaining here. Now see here, what is the major radioisotope that is used for this nuclear energy generation, right? Now this is very important, once it was asked in your examination. Your uranium-235 radioactive isotope is used for nuclear energy generation. Uranium-235, right? Now this is used for nuclear energy generation. Now already we have discussed this uranium can be obtained from pitch blende and uranite, right? Now in uranite uranium will be in the form of uranium oxide, will be in the form of uranium oxide. Done. Now already we have discussed this. In Andhra Pradesh, Anantapur district is famous for your uranium and thorium deposits, and in Rajasthan and in Bihar, these are the zones where you can find out this radioactive materials. Right. Now let us now deal very important topic, which is called India's three-stage nuclear program. India's three-stage nuclear program. India's three-stage nuclear program. Now see here, this India's three-stage nuclear program was formulated by Homi Bhabha in 1950 to secure the country's long-term energy needs and also in order to be energy independent. So now we are dependent on fossil fuels on OPEC countries. Now Homi Bhabha have formulated this program in 1950. Now see here, on commemoration of his name, in Bombay there is an institute called Bark Bhabha Atomic Research Center in 1950. Right. Now what is this program? Now through this program, the nuclear energy must be generated by using of uranium and thorium found in monazite sands of coastal regions of South India. Now this program, the crux of this program is usage of uranium and thorium deposits that was found in monazite sands. Now this monazite sands can be observed in coastal regions of South India. Right, for nuclear energy generation. Now see here, the ultimate goal of this India's three-stage nuclear program is to use the extensive vast availability of thorium deposits in India for our energy requirements. Right. Now what are the strategies of this nuclear energy? Right. Now for this, under the act called Atomic Energy Act, now this uranium and thorium has to be excavated in order to produce your nuclear fuel for the generation of nuclear energy. Right. Now this India's three-stage nuclear program was formulated under Atomic Energy Act. Now Atomic Energy Ministry will, since the independence, it is under the Prime Ministership only. Atomic Energy Act. Now what are this three-stage nuclear program? Right. Now I'll write down this. Stage 1 is nothing but setting up of pressurized heavy water reactor and associated fuel cycle facilities. I'll write down these three stages. Right, this is very important. Setting up of pressurized heavy water reactor. Heavy water is nothing but deuterium oxide, right? D2O. Heavy water is nothing but deuterium oxide, D2O, deuterium oxide. So I'll write down this point also. D2O is nothing but deuterium oxide. Right now, and associated, I'll write down the full things, right? Fuel cycle facilities. Fuel cycle facilities. Now, what is the second stage of this nuclear program? Setting up of fast breed reactors. Setting up of fast breed reactors. Now, this is the second stage. Now, what is the third stage? Thorium uranium 233 cycle. Thorium uranium 233 cycle. See here, this is the 3-stage nuclear program that was formulated by Homi Bhabha. Now see here, in the next video we will discuss in detail regarding this each stages, right?